Hi, this is David Healey at libre. In this video I'm going to show you how to get started with Rhapsody. Rhapsody is an open source sample library player. It runs on Windows, macOS and Linux. It's completely offline, doesn't impose any DRM restrictions, and it doesn't track you. It's also open to third-party developers. Rhapsody is available as a standalone application and in various plugin formats including VST3, AU and AAX depending on your operating system. Today I'm using the standalone version, and this is what Rhapsody looks like on the first run after you've installed it. We'll cover the details of the interface shortly, but I'm going to start by showing you how to add an instrument. Installation packages for Rhapsody libraries are provided in one or more .hr files. Smaller instruments, up to about 2 GB in size, will usually be a single file with the extension .hr1. For larger instruments, you might have multiple package files such as .hr1, .hr2, .hr3, etc. If this is the case for the library that you're installing, make sure all of the HR files for the instrument are in the same folder before starting the installation. For this demonstration, I'm going to be installing Bell and Bone. This is a free jazz trumpet and trombone library that you can download from the libre website. It's a smaller library, so it only requires a single HR file, and I've placed it in my downloads folder. Back inside Rhapsody, we're going to click the plus button down here to launch the installer. Then we need to click on the folder to open a file browser and select our .hr1 file. If the instrument that you're installing has multiple package files, you still only need to select the hr1 file, and Rhapsody will find the others automatically. So now I've selected it, we're going to come down here and click OK, and then we're going to click OK here. Next we need to select a folder to install the samples to. So we click the folder icon to launch the file browser again, and for this demonstration I'm just going to select my desktop. Rhapsody will automatically create a subfolder with the instrument's name so that the samples are self-contained. So let's click OK, and we'll click Install. So now the samples are going to be unpacked, and this shouldn't take too long depending on the size of the library. Once the installation has completed, it asks us if we want to delete the HR package files. These files aren't needed for running the library, so it's safe to delete them. Now that we've installed Bell and Bone, we can launch it by clicking on the image. Rhapsody loads one instrument at a time. To load more than one, you need to load multiple Rhapsody instances in your DAW. So this is what the interface for Bell and Bone looks like. To unload the library and return to Rhapsody, we just click the back arrow in the top left corner, and click Yes to confirm. If you move an instrument's samples to a new location after installation, Rhapsody won't be able to find them, and you'll get an error message when trying to load the instrument. I'll demonstrate this by moving the Bell and Bone samples from my desktop into my downloads folder. So the Bell and Bone samples are now in my downloads folder, and Rhapsody doesn't know where to find them. Now when I click to load the library, it's going to show me an error. There we go, error at loading samples, and it's saying it can't find the sample root folder. To fix this, all we need to do is click on the 3-dot menu below the instrument image and select Set Samples Folder. This opens a file browser, and from here we can choose the new location that contains the samples. In this case it's my Downloads folder. I'll click OK, and click OK. It says the samples have been relocated. Now we need to restart Rhapsody, and then we can launch the instrument. And there we go, it launches just fine. If you still see the message about missing samples, or the instrument refuses to load, make sure you have restarted Rhapsody, like I mentioned, or if you're using Rhapsody as a plugin in your DAW, remove it from the track and then re-add it. If the error continues to show after doing that, it probably means you are missing some of the samples, and the quickest solution is to re-download the installation package and reinstall the library. Okay, let me show you how to remove a library. So we're going to go to the 3-dot menu below the instrument, and we're going to select Uninstall. We can click Yes to confirm that we do want to remove the library, and then it asks us if we'd like to remove any presets. If you've made custom presets that you want to keep, for example if you intend to reinstall the library in the future, then you should select No here. The presets don't take up much disk space, so keeping them around isn't really a problem. But if you want a complete uninstallation, including your custom presets, click on Yes. I've installed a few more instruments, now let's take a look at Rhapsidy's interface. The middle section is where we can see all of our installed instruments. Below that we have a settings menu, and from here we can change how many columns of instruments are displayed. We can adjust the interface size, and we can check for updates. Over at the right hand side we can see the version number, and we've got a little drag handle if you want to manually resize the Rhapsody window. You can quickly reset the interface size by double clicking the Rhapsody logo in the top left corner. Over in the top right there is a search box that we can use to filter the instrument list. You can search by instrument name or by keywords. For example, if I type jazz, Rhapsody is going to show bell and bone. About once a month, Rhapsody will give you a prompt to ask if you want to check for updates. If you click yes, Rhapsody will connect to the instrument servers to check for new versions of libraries. No data or tracking information is sent to the server during these requests. As I showed, the update check can also be initiated manually from the settings menu. After the check completes, you'll see a bell icon over any instruments that have new updates available. Open the three-dot menu for the instrument and click Visit Website. This will open the developer's website in your browser where you can log into your account and download the updated package files. And that's Rhapsody. Thank you for joining me for this overview video. You can visit the LibreWave website to download your copy, and if you do have any comments, questions or suggestions, you can leave them under this video in the comment section or send me a message through the contact form on the LibreWave website. That's all for this one. Bye for now.